This video is going to show you how to use and install remote applications that are published by your administrator for your remote desktop connection. You should have received a zip file or something with the installation for those documents, or for those applications rather, and I'm going to use the local ones that I have available to me and show you how that works. So we're going to open up the zip file, and they can be run right from the zip file too. You don't have to extract them first. So in this case, I'm just going to do a couple here. Obviously, if you have user account control enabled, you'll be prompted for this. If you have Windows 8, like I'm running here, you may also be presented with a different screen. It basically says it's blocking it, but there is a little field like this in the error message. Basically, it says other options or something to that effect. If you click there, you can choose to install it anyway. And if you know that these applications are safe, which most likely they are if they've come from your administrator, you can just choose to install anyway. Windows 8 is very protected and tries to prevent unauthorized programs from loading, although somehow they still get viruses, so I don't know. But anyway, just click yes, and it runs a real quick installation, places the icon on your desktop, as you can see here. And you can name these whatever you like to distinguish them from local applications, but once you have them all installed, whichever ones you'd like to install, you just click on the app that you want to run, and sometimes you'll be presented with this if you've got an address that doesn't have a SSL certificate, a signed SSL certificate. You'll get this error. But you can check this box here and tell it to connect, and don't ask me again. That way you won't be prompted every time you try to connect. And basically there's 2 times that you'll be notified about that. This is one of them is for your drives or local resources. You can just bypass all of this. Check this box, click yes. And here you'll have to put in your domain first and then your username. And if you'd like, you can click Remember My Credentials. That way you don't have to keep putting your password and username in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how this server is set up and configured. I don't recommend saving your password for 2 reasons. One, it's good to remember your password, because a lot of people forget their passwords. And if you're typing it all the time, you at least have to remember it for that. And 2, if it's a computer that is used by more than one person, you obviously don't want somebody randomly just walking up and being able to connect to your server and view your documents that are confidential files on the server. So anyway, this is our Cloud Explorer, which is basically like clicking on my PC and browsing the drives of your computer. Only this is stuff that is, if you click on computer here, you'll see that I've got drive mappings here for the server access. So all of these files can be available to you anywhere. And I like to make shortcuts for myself, because when you come into the Explorer window here, you don't want to keep having to drill down through your list of drives. So I recommend maybe go into the file that you use most frequently, or even just the drive you use most frequently. You can left click and drag up to favorites here and create a shortcut. That way you always have it available to you. And also you could do folders as well. You can choose a folder, and it's really convenient and much faster to do it that way. That way when you come right in, you can get right to what you need to get to. And when you're finished with that particular job or whatever, you can just remove the shortcut from the list. And it's fairly simple. To launch other apps, you can just click on the icon. It's basically like loading the application locally on your computer. It even appears to run locally on your computer, but you can tell it's a remote app by the little icon that's down here with the little 2 arrows signifying that it's a remote desktop application. And that's really all there is to installing remote apps and logging in and using them. If you have any questions, need further instruction on how to use the cloud environment, copying, pasting, and so forth, there's another video that is on the Brivix site for that. It gives you a more in-depth user interface ability there. But that concludes this one.